Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I'm here with a review for The Crown of Wu on PlayStation. Now, this was published by Meridian Games, who are kind of sending me a copy for this review. It's available on PS4 and PS5 consoles, and it was released on the 24th of March 2023. It's also available on Steam as well. Now, this is an action adventure puzzle platforming game set in third person. It's inspired by the Journey to the West book, which is a book about the Monkey King, Sun Wukong. Now, that is a tale that a lot of people will probably have heard of. It's basically what Dragon Ball was based on and stuff like that, with Goku and stuff. It's been basically put into a whole variety of different sort of genres. It's had films made about it, other books, comics, mangas, games, but this is a brand new one based on, obviously, and inspired by this Chinese mythology. Now, basically, you play as Sun, and you go from anti-hero to hero, and you basically start off in your jail cell, and you get freed, and you head off on a journey. Now, gameplay wise, it's a bit of a mixed bag, this one, and it's a bit of a mixed bag all in all. Now, the environments look quite nice, and the character models don't look too bad for a non AAA style game, but the animations are really, really clunky, really, really stiff. As you can see, I mean, some of them look great, but then at other times it just is frustratingly stiff, and it's hard to convey that just by showing you the gameplay footage. Now, the story's played out in sort of text and these sort of drawn cutscenes. The translation isn't the best. There are some sections in the game which feels like it's been translated from a different language to English and not particularly very well. Now, gameplay wise, this is where the game falls flat, in my opinion. The platforming is absolutely shocking. So there are like platforms and a lot of platforming and jumping and grabbing sections and stuff like that, where you have to run and jump and make sure you land on certain points. And just the jumping with the animations and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll land, sometimes you won't, and it's crazily frustrating. Like, you're watching something here. I took so many tries trying to get this. Like, I'd do one jump and it would work, and then the next time I did it, I would fall off, and then the next time I did it, I wouldn't fall off. Luckily, when you die, nothing too much happens. You just sort of go back to your last sort of checkpoint as such, like the last sort of bit of physical ground you were on. But the camera's quite slow at turning, so trying to get sort of specific jumps isn't easy. Now, the puzzle sections, I did like the puzzles. So the puzzles in the game, they're not the most sort of mind sort of racking, brain teasing ones, but there are some sort of nice little puzzles to be found in it. But the combat and the platforming sections really spoil it, unfortunately. So the combat, while not great, it does sort of feel like it's trying to be Dark Souls, in the sense of you never really take on multiple enemies. It's more like one-on-one style, trying to dodge attacks to hit your enemies, to dodge attacks to hit your enemies and stuff like that. It is quite tricky, and not for any good reason. There's some sections where you have to like fight an enemy, dodge their attacks, and then go and sort of stand next to an orb as such to basically power it down so you can then kill the enemy, but then the enemy's still coming at you and stuff like that, which isn't ideal. So anyway, once you've got the combat down to it, like I said, there are multiple abilities you can use as well, which is quite nice. You do have like the different powers of like fire, air, earth, and lightning. Each of these can be used in different ways against enemies, and also with the environment, so you use them for puzzles and stuff like that as well. So like air, you can spin things round to power, like to spin like a windmill round to make platforms raise and stuff like that. Earth you can use as defense. You can obviously attack with like your lightning and fire and stuff like that. All sorts of really cool ideas. It just hasn't been superly implemented that great. Now, overall, it's not the worst game I've ever played. it's a fun little game. It's worth playing through from start to finish. The story isn't too bad, apart from the translation issues and stuff like that. My only, like I say, my only concerns are it's a bit glitchy. Its animations are stiff, and the platforming is extremely tedious because of the way the camera works and how like the collision seems to work at times. But the game is priced at $19.99. You can also buy a definitive edition, which includes both the PS4, PS5 version, as well as the original soundtrack and 10 exclusive avatars at $24.99. And there's also a free demo as well, so maybe give the demo a try on PlayStation before you really jump into it. You may really enjoy it. You may prefer the style of platforming, but the mix of platforming with sort of like Souls-like combat really didn't work for me. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more content. Bye for now.